Hi guys, PK here. So finally, the Fire Emblem Twitter account over on the Japanese side finally started posting stuff. Yippee! So we're gonna be looking at all that today. I wanted to wait till all 4 of our main heroes got info before I started recording stuff. It just would feel right to make sure all of them were there. I didn't want to stop like in the middle like, oh yeah, these last 2 or whatever got info and then I'll have to make another video like, nah, we don't have to do that. So that's why the video's out a little later than I would like to. Anyway, we're also getting the translations from Serenus Forest, thanks to those guys for translating everything. So hopefully this will be a quick video since we're just going over tweets. I'll probably comment on some stuff here and there as I notice them. Anyway, so we're going to start off with this first one that, yeah, we're going to go in, like, chronological order of, like, stuff that's been revealed. Anyway, so first off, we finally have stuff about the continent we're on. The land of Dagda. A vast continent bestowed upon by the sovereign Dagda by the goddess. After numerous great battles, the mighty Dagdan Empire was established 1500 years ago. Under its rule are 3 nations with their own conflicts, yet peacefully prospering. Okay, so we've established that, okay, so the founding of the Dagda Empire was 1500 years ago. Good to know. So it takes place, yeah, way back. So yeah, bestowed upon the sovereign Dagda by the goddess. The goddess is probably referring to Sothis, however, I have like one little thing I wanted to point out, because I kind of remembered this like literally earlier today. Shamir from 3 Houses. Wasn't she from Dagda? And I think she mentioned in like at least one of her supports that the Dagdan Empire worships different gods than the ones in Fodlan, so like, why is Sothis here? Unless, you know, Sothis is also, maybe it's a whole, you know, Rome and Greek situation where the gods and goddesses go by like different names yet are referring to the same ones. I don't know. Other than that though, in terms of where Dagda is in relation to where Fodlan's at, I'm pretty sure that Shamir maybe mentioned this in her own supports and whatever, but okay, so here's the map of Fodlan. Bridget's right over here. Can you guys see that actually? I know I cut things off, but just trust me, it's over here. It's right over here. Bridget's right over here. And if we look at the map of Dagda, Bridget is up top right over here. That means if we go back to the map of Fodlan over here, that means Dagda's somewhere like down south, down here. Because we also have like Morphis, thank you. We have Morphis over here and Bridget over here, which means that, yeah, Fodlan's gotta be like up here. Okay, cool. That's all I wanted to point out with that one. Anyway, moving on to the next tweet. Next one is about the Heroic Games, that whole big tournament thingy. A battle festival decreed by the Divine Sovereign who rules Dagda's imperial capital. The victor will have their wish granted by the Divine Sovereign himself. The 4 protagonists and other formidable warriors clash for their ambitions. Nothing really new here. We do get a nice visual of, like, the arena, though. That's pretty nice. Yeah, I don't think there's really much else to glean from that. We already know a lot about that from the trailers. Now onto the good stuff. Our protagonists. First, we have Kai, voiced by his Japanese VA is Daiki Yamashita, known for his role as Deku in My Hero Academia. I mean, pretty cool. I think that fits. Anyway, a cheerful, earnest, and family-loving boy who lives in the tranquil Riberia village. He was living peacefully with his childhood friends, but on his 15th birthday, the cogs of fate began to turn. Likes moving around and catching animals. This boy's dad is going to be dead by the time the tournament is over. I'm just saying, like, the death flags for Kai's dad are, like, lined up so perfectly. It's just like, Kai, I'm so sorry. Your dad's gonna be fucking dead. Anyway, on a lighter note, his likes include catching animals. I think he's gonna be the type of kid who knows how to handle animals really well, which is why he probably has a implied boon in both flying and riding. I think that's just kind of neat. And plus, that's why his maybe intended class is the Orinus Rider. Just, you know, he's good with animals. I think that makes sense. Nothing too deep here. Again, Kai, I'm so sorry. Your dad is probably super dead. So anyway, moving on to the next tweets. Let's see. This next one is showing off the Orinus Rider class. During combat, Kai can ride a flying Orneus. Wow, I cannot read. Okay. Leaping over obstacles as he moves. He can fly freely across the battlefield, piercing foes with his trusty lance. Okay, so if we could... Yeah. I just wanted to point out that the Orneus rider gets some extra skill bonuses in lances, riding, and flying, so that's pretty nice. That fits in with Kai's boons. And plus, as we can see, yeah, it can also hop over like these, like maybe low walls and whatever. I was talking to some people on my Discord server, and I don't know, the Discord's been kind of dry lately. Did you guys know I had a Discord server? I have a Discord server. Link in the description below. I'm just saying. Anyway, I was talking to some people in the Fire Emblem channel on that Discord, and we were kind of saying, oh yeah, the Orneus rider might be like the more speedy, dodgy sort of like mounted unit compared to like say the regular cavaliers and whatever, you know, kind of like how Wyverns and Pegasus Knights have that sort of dichotomy going on where one's the speedy one, one's the more bulky, tanky, strong one. Just something to kind of, you know, have another contrasting like grounded mounted unit. I think that would be kind of neat. Anyway, moving on to Dietrich, our boy, voiced by Satoshi Hino, who was... Well, okay, to me, his most notable roles are Saito in The Familiar of Zero and Ainz in Overlord. I'm sure he has other notable roles, but those are the ones I know him in specifically. Y'all know what type of... Now you know what type of anime I watch. Anyway, let's see. An elegant swordsman who's always seeking to fight powerful opponents to satisfy his thirst. A foreigner who traveled across the seas from the land of Fondlin, likes things he finds beautiful, in quotes, sweets, and his little sister. So he's just straight up a copy of the Death Knight, Yuritsa, Emil, that whole dude. Yeah, he's we're just plopping Yuritsa right there. It's really hard to say if there's anything going on with his story beyond just finding stronger opponents to satisfy his bloodlust. I don't know. It's for that reason I don't find him very compelling as a protagonist. He's probably gonna... If I ever play this game, he'll probably be the last person I choose as my route. Just for that reason. Anyway, I don't think there's much else to say about him, but we do confirm that, yeah, he's straight up from Fondlin, and he straight up has a hero's relic, which we'll cover in this next tweet, actually. Yeah, so Dietrich's weapon is the Demonic Blade Answerer, also known as a hero's relic. During battle, he can use bloodletting combat art, which has a higher chance of landing a critical hit, times 3 damage. Pretty cool stuff. I don't remember if this was how things were in Three Houses, but it seems like combat arts are linked to specific weapons, and not, like, maybe to specific weapon types? I don't know. It's just from what I've noticed from, like, all that we've seen. It seems like, oh yeah, equip this weapon allows you to have this combat art and whatever. Maybe just combat art, maybe there's certain combat arts are exclusive to certain weapons. I don't know. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Y'all understand what I'm putting down, right? Because I kind of confused myself with what I just said, but y'all get it, right? Y'all know what I'm saying. Anyway. Answerer is a new hero's relic, though. One that wasn't introduced in Three Houses. So maybe there were just more hero's relics. Maybe more bones were found. Maybe more, you know, crest stones were put into said bones and were made into more hero's relics. Wait, wasn't Edelgard's axe like a artificially made hero's relic made by those who slither in the dark? I'm not too brushed up on my Three Houses lore, unfortunately. Someone in the comments can, like, confirm or deny or correct me. But I'm pretty sure that was the case with, like, Amir, her axe, right? Anyway, yeah, feel free to confirm or deny. Anyway, moving on! We're gonna skip that. I'm doing my own dang analysis. Theodora! Voiced by Minami Takayama. I think her most notable role was as Conan in Detective Conan, or Case Closed as we got it localized and whatever. And I've also learned that she has been in the voice acting game since like the 80s? That's crazy. Anyway, the young queen of the kingdom of Saramis, wow, I can read, which serves the Dagdan Empire, possesses an unwavering resolve to face any obstacle, and it has the qualities of a queen who guides her people, likes fighting and the well-being of her people. So I feel like her story is going to be pretty straightforward. She wants to be able to liberate the kingdom of Ceramus from the Dagden Empire's grasp. I think that's going to be a pretty simple story to follow, and it's going to be really easy to root for her, but because, freedom for her kingdom, who doesn't want that, you know what I mean? Easy to root for, simple story to follow, and plus she's hot, so I'm just like, I feel like she's going to be the first person I pick, me personally. I'm just saying. Anyway. My husband is giving me very judgmental look right now. Anyway, I'm gonna move on with my analysis. Thank you, my darling.
Are you an adult or a teenager?
I am functionally an adult. Anyway, moving on to the next tweet. Let's see. During battle, she can strike down foes with Mahadu's spear, once wielded by a legendary hero. In addition, she can use the Gambit command to trigger area of effect attacks or healing with the help of her battalions. This is phrased as if battalions are going to be exclusive to her, but I don't know, man. That sounds weird, because everyone has a charm stat, which implies that everyone will have access to battalions. So I feel like the battalions will be accessible to everyone. They're just showing up with her because it just makes sense with her being a ruler and all. So, I'm just saying. One thing I noticed when looking at her class, her personal class doesn't have, any bonuses to any, skills, so I feel like she's gonna be an all-arounder. She can probably be good in, anything you put into her, by which I mean you're probably just gonna put her into Wyvern Rider if 3 houses was anything to go by. Everyone's good in Wyvern Rider. I wonder how they're gonna, tone back on that, if they are going to, Wyvern Rider, best class. I don't know if they're gonna change that.
No, Berserker's the best class.
But anyway, let's move on to our last person, Lida, voiced by Maria Issei. Man, I know I looked up some notable roles that she did. I completely forgot to note that down. Future PK, can you put up, one of her major voice acting roles up here, please? I looked it up this morning, but it just completely slipped my mind. Anyway, a highly skilled Vihuela player who performs enchanting music. Following a certain incident 5 years ago, she started walking a path of vengeance and hatred, likes memories of her parents, performing music from her homeland, jewels, and applause. So, fun fact, the vihuela is a Spanish instrument. Much like a guitar, it has 6 strings. I've never played it. I've never heard of this instrument until now. I think that's neat. I am looking forward to maybe some Spanish-influenced music in the OST, if only just because of that little thing. I think that's kind of neat. Anyway, so from what we've gathered, right? She wants to, get revenge on this one dude who probably ruined her life forever. He probably killed her parents, maybe her hometown, maybe everyone in her hometown. I don't know. I mean, that feels like the most likely scenario, right? That dude probably did something so bad, and she's just like, man, I'm gonna kill this man. Yeah. And it's just like, yeah, I get it. That's fair. I've got nothing more to say to that. Anyway, moving on. Let's see, during battle, she can switch between swords for close combat or bows for ranged combat, and she can also play the vihuela to buff allies. Cool, so she's basically our bard. She specializes in swords and bows. Those are probably her boons. That's pretty neat. I think that's awesome. And her crit with the bow, that animation is beautiful. Love it. That's great. That's awesome. Was there anything else we could glean from this? I don't know enough Japanese to know, if there's anything special about, the weapons that everyone's using and whatever. So I'm just like, well, shoot. If anyone can, translate the Japanese in the clips that are shown on the Japanese Fire Emblem Twitter, that would be great. I'll probably look into what Serenus Forest has said about stuff later on my own time and maybe note that in the comments. But anyway, that should be it. Yeah, okay, that was the last tweet that I wanted to look at. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll keep my eye out for more tweets. I'll probably do them in small batches like this. Hopefully they'll post more in the near future. I mean, their latest tweet was the ones for Lita, and that was like 2 days ago, and it seems like they're putting out tweets like every couple days, so that's cool. And Serenus Forest has been pretty quick about translating stuff as well, so I'm pretty grateful for that. We'll see what gets posted for next week if they keep up this pace. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.